The room was silent except for the ticking clock on the wall. He leaned back in his chair, eyes gleaming with that smug confidence he wore like cologne. My wife's father, my boss, my betrayer. He steepled his fingers, lips curling. We're cutting your salary in half. Take it or leave it. The words hung in the air like a loaded gun. He thought he had me cornered, that I'd beg, that I'd break. I kept my voice steady. I understand. When does this take effect? Immediately, he smirked, pleased with himself, savoring the cruelty. I nodded once, slow, deliberate, perfect timing. He didn't know. Not yet. There was a time when I respected him, admired him even. He built the company from the ground up. And I thought he saw me as more than just an employee, as family. After all, I had married his daughter. I gave him my loyalty, my late nights, my best ideas. At Sunday dinners, he'd clap me on the back and call me the future of the company. I believed him. I believed in us. But men like him don't see sons. They see pawns. It started small. The dismissive comments, the credit for my work quietly redirected, the whispers in meetings that I was lucky to be here. At first, I ignored it. Family, I told myself, was complicated. But then I found out the truth. One night, too drunk to measure her words, my wife mentioned a conversation she overheard. Her father laughing about how he'd keep me under his thumb. How marrying me was the smartest mistake she ever made because now I was tied to him, dependent. That laugh stuck with me. It was the same laugh I heard when he rejected my proposal for expansion into the European market, a plan that later appeared word for word in his presentation to the board, credited solely to him. That was the moment the shift happened. The pain turned sharp, clean. I stopped being the loyal son-in-law. I became something else, a strategist. They thought they held the leash, but I knew something they didn't. Power moves fastest when it's quiet. Over months, I built my escape carefully, methodically. I documented everything. Emails, financial discrepancies, the consulting fees funneled into private accounts. The insider tips whispered to him from board members. My personal archive grew thick, damning. At the same time, I cultivated silence. I agreed. I nodded. I played the role of the grateful employee. While in the shadows, I had conversations. Competitors were eager to listen. One in particular made me an offer, a role tailored for me. Twice the salary, triple the freedom. And they wanted something in return. Information. He always told me to be a sponge. Absorb everything. I did. And then I squeezed. The day of my annual review was my stage. He thought it was his moment of dominance, cutting me down to size. But for me, it was curtain rise. When I said perfect timing, I meant it because by then, the competitor already had the blueprints of the next 3 product launches. They had the vendors, the pricing models, even the patents he was still months away from filing, all courtesy of me. And the documents I had to know, the fraud, the embezzlement, the board manipulation, those weren't in my pocket. They were in the hands of 2 board members I knew were sick of his reign. Allies I'd chosen carefully, people with as much to gain from his fall as I had. The execution was clean, surgical. 2 weeks after my salary cut, the competitor unveiled a product eerily similar to the upcoming launch. Cheaper, faster, more polished. The market buzzed. The stock wavered. He stormed through the office like a bull smelling blood, slamming doors, demanding loyalty, promising retribution. He never once looked at me. Why would he? In his mind, I was too small, too broken to be a threat. Then the board meeting came. I attended, silent as always, watching him bark and posture. But when the financial committee presented new evidence of misconduct, his face drained of color. One board member slid a folder across the table. My folder. He flipped it open. His hands shook. The fraud was undeniable. The double dealings, the siphoned accounts, the stolen credit. I sat there calm, eyes locked on him. He finally looked at me. Really looked. And in that instant, he knew. The betrayal cut both ways. Fallout was swift. The board voted him out. The company collapsed in on itself. Lawsuits piling, stock plummeting. Meanwhile, the competitor rose. My strategies, my vision, executed with precision, every weakness was our gain. My wife left me, of course. She packed her things in silence, tears mixing with rage. I let her go. She was never really mine, just another extension of her father's empire. The man who once seemed untouchable was reduced to headlines and whispers. A disgraced CEO, a cautionary tale. Do I feel guilt? No. I gave him years of loyalty. He repaid it with contempt. I gave him trust. He turned it into a weapon. In the end, I didn't destroy him. He destroyed himself. I only handed him the mirror. And when he sneered, take it or leave it, he had no idea I'd already taken everything. That was his mistake. Mine was ever believing I was family. Now I don't make that mistake anymore. I walked away from the ashes without looking back. At my new office, glass walls overlook the city, the skyline glowing with promise. I sit calm, deliberate, untouchable. Sometimes I imagine him in whatever small room he hides in now, staring at the ruins of what once was his empire. I wonder if he hears my words echoing still. Perfect timing, because timing is everything, and mine was flawless.